Welcome to Bodybuilders TV with Will and Brenda. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Will.
I guess that was kind of obvious, right? But listen, we are so glad that you tuned in. This is a special edition of Bodybuilders TV. As you just saw the intro coming in, one child every 45 seconds in Africa dies as a result of malaria. And as I say, you need to watch this. We're going to post this on our website, and I want you to do this for me. Post it on your Facebook page, tweet about it, spread the word, because it's this message and this focus, what we're sharing, is going to be so important. So you need to stay tuned to today's special edition of Bodybuilders TV with Will and Brenda. Honey, you know, as we were preparing for this, and we've really been in some of the previous shows, and that people can watch and watch our transition and watch our changes. That's why I say, you know, we recently were doing some business, and we went to the actual physical location where the business was, and I told you, I said, websites, you know, websites can be phenomenal, but you have to go to the location. And one thing that I say about us, we have a history and a proven track record. So even though you may just be watching this broadcast or this special production this first time, we have a history of over 20 years and 15 years working together, and I have a history since 1979. So that's one of the things. We've got a proven track record, and we are following a vision. And I am just excited about being able to do this and just seeing how things are transpiring and coming to pass. You know, we've been talking about our new season, and it's a new season, and seasons bring about change. And man, have we seen God, even though we stayed true to the vision, we've seen it not change, but we have changed as the vision has remained focused.
It has, and it's been a real epiphany, you know, a real revelation.
Oh, no, you didn't. You took my word.
It is, and then, you know, being here, seeing the hand of God, how he orchestrates different, I guess, evolutions of vision. So, because he, you know, if God gave it all to us at one time, we couldn't take it. We couldn't handle it. It's just too much. So as we evolved into this, I believe, venture that is tugged at our heartstrings, so to speak. So this is more than just another good work or a good a job that well done, you know, that type thing. But this is something I believe is passionate. It's something that's deep down within us, and that's why we're doing this special telecast about this topic. And it is so refreshing to hear the people when we share with them the effects of malaria, how every 30 to 45 seconds a child just died, and it just grips your heart. It really does.
And this, like I said, and so on today's broadcast, on this special edition of Bodybuilders TV, this 1 hour special edition, we're going to share with you and bring you into what God is doing with us now in this season. It's 2013 as we're taping this, but 2013 is going to be taking us into 2014, and we want to share with you what God is doing with us here. Well, listen, one of the things that we talked about, and as you said that it came in, it's going to be talking about a couple of boys talking about World Malaria Day. See, so many of you out there just like us, and we're going to share within today's broadcast what really brought this to pass. But with the Embassy Global Ministry Network, that's the ministry arm of what we do. The church, the preaching aspect, the crusades, that's the ministry arm. But the evangelistic media arm is Bodybuilders Television Network. God blessed us to launch that platform on internet in 2011. You can check online and see copies and see, you know, follow up on that. But now in 2014 is going to be a major time for us in this ministry, but also it's going to have global ramifications, what's happening in April of 2014, we are launching the subscriber format of Bodybuilders Television Network, 24 channels, total subscription, but also that is going to be partnering with World Malaria Day. At the same time, we're launching that to promote, doing it at the same time. It's going to be April the 23rd to the 25th. So start circling on your calendars and stay tuned and stay on the website. April 23rd through the 25th, Bodybuilders Television Network and Embassy Global Ministries Conference. It's our Empowerment Missions Conference for Liberia. And that's what today's broadcast is going to be talking about. We're going to give you information about Liberia. We're going to give you information about Bodybuilders Television Network. We're going to give you information about the conference next year and World Malaria Day, how you can take part, how you can support right now, what the need is. But most important, what we're going to be sharing as well is giving you information and opening your awareness up to malaria, a mosquito bite. Just think about it. As Pastor said, during the time that we've been talking, at least 4 children have died already as a result of malaria. What can we do about it? Send a net, what's the saying, Pastor? How you got it? Save a life, then a soul. And then we're going to be talking about that. So now we're going to go away, and we're going to have a segment where 2 boys actually wrote and shared a song about World Malaria Day. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Will.
And you're watching Bodybuilders TV with Will and Brenda. And we'll be back after this. Hello, and welcome to BBTV Today, the promotional broadcast of the Embassy Network International's Bodybuilders Television Network. Each edition of BBTV Today will feature clips from programming featured on the Bodybuilders Television Network, including the powerful preaching, teaching, and prophetic ministries of the founders and apostle Dr. W.C. Chalmers III and Dr. Brenda C. Miller. The Bodybuilders Television Network is your urban alternative for one-of-a-kind ministry programming that is designed to edify the body and reach the lost. Each edition of BBTV Today will spotlight segments from programming that is featured on the Bodybuilders Television Network, like Refreshed, ministry programming for and by women, Move Something, concept and performance music videos, Kingdom Currency, balanced biblical teaching on finance, VIP seating, your front row seat to view uncut footage from non-televised conferences, conventions, revivals, and convocations, shoulder to shoulder, preaching and teaching programming from kingdom-minded media partners. The main event, footage from the Kingdom Builder Partner Fellowship. This 3-day monthly taping at the Bodybuilders Television Network headquarters features national and up-and-coming guests, all before a studio audience of our Kingdom Builder partners. The Bodybuilders Television Network will feature interviews with national and international known authors, ministry and business leaders, sports, entertainment, and industry leaders. And when it comes to recording artists, you will see one-of-a-kind interviews and performances, many live and impromptu. Bodybuilders Television Network will also be known for introducing our viewers to up-and-coming itinerant ministries, indie artists, Christian entrepreneurs, and especially small church pastors. If you enjoy this edition of BBTV Today, you will be blessed beyond measure by the total programming of the Bodybuilders Television Network. So call a friend, get a pen, and get ready to make that call and become a Kingdom Builder partner today and subscribe to the Bodybuilders Television Network. Get ready for a bodybuilding experience with the host of BBTV Today, co-founder of the Bodybuilders Television Network, Dr. Brenda C. Miller.
child like me. Even though Marilla is still, this is the river, it must be careful for you and me. It will be great, you will be safe, you'll be so free, just like me. It is amazing for people to die with Marilla disease. It's too dangerous to me. A child like me, a child like me, a child like me. Even though when are we grow up? When are we grow up? I will be stronger. I will be stronger. I will be stronger. I will be stronger. I hope my head will be fine. Cut. Next.
And we're back. You're watching a special edition of Bodybuilders TV with Will and Brenda. And I trust you were blessed by that segment that you just watched with the boys from Tanzania.
Wasn't that a unique song? And I love the harmony that they have.
Did you see the little moves, the little brother moves?
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
It's there, but
they call it swag. They got their little swag going on.
Even there. And this is on Bodybuilders TV, and that's what this special edition is letting you know. We are going not back to the drawing board, but Bodybuilders TV with Will and Brenda is really a new show. It started out last year as Will and Brenda TV because we're trying to find the perfect niche. And then something happened this year. If you go to our website, you've heard us, we've talked about since 2004, we've been supporting Liberia, and we have a family and some families and pastors, established a ministry there. We've been doing some things, and you can see that on our website. And on April this year, I got a call from my daughter Agnes there in Liberia. And she said, she'd called and we're talking about Samuel, her oldest son, was in the hospital. And every time the phone rang, we would be praying.
Yes.
But the phone didn't ring. We got an email that said, Samuel passed. We bury him tomorrow. And I cried that whole day, which by coincidence was April 25th, World Malaria Day. And I cried. Number one, I said, God, I don't understand this. This doesn't make sense. And I'm going to be honest right now and pull this out, because in our moving, in our transition, and the majority of the things that Pastor and I have done has really been, we've been an out-of-pocket supported ministry, 50% of it, and we have had about 25% from other sources sporadically, but it has not been consistent. The consistent support of our ministry has been through Pastor Will and I, through Marcus and Terrell Peck, and some key members of our ministry staff. We have really financed and floated this boat.
And God has blessed us tremendously, even in that respect. But there is more that can be done.
But in that time period, as we were transitioning, Pastor Will and I, we got married, we relocated from one state to another, and just taking care of just personal things during the holidays and all of that, and just with things having to be done, the finances were not there, which we had been sending to Liberia. We sent out pleas over the holidays to try to get other support, and we got no support. We got, concern, but we got no support. And this is, we can understand that. So it was time for us to renew the house and support for Pastor Blakely and Agnes Williams in Monrovia, Kakata, where we had been supporting for them in Kakata City. The money was not there.
It was not
there. It was not there. We did not have it. I mean, we were doing everything that we could just ourselves to keep our head above water and do the things that we do. But as a family and as a ministry, the funds just were not there, and when we could not get them from anywhere. Well, they had to move from the house that we were covering and had been paying for them to be in, and they had to go into another area that was not as good and nice. As a result, Samuel was bit again by a mosquito, and this time he died.
And the children, their bodies are frail, and their immune systems are not strong enough to withstand the onslaught of the bites at night. It's generally when they're sleeping that they're being bitten by these mosquitoes that are carrying this dreaded disease, malaria. And I know we here in America, it don't really affect us that way, so we can grab some medicine. But here it is, these children, the body just can't handle the onslaught of this dreaded disease, malaria. And so we lost our grandson. We lost little Sammy.
We lost little Sammy. We've been taking care of him since the day he was born,
Yes.
paying for school for him and Elijah. And now it's just Elijah and the baby sister. And guess what her name is? Brenda.
Her name is the little
Little Brenda. She's named after me.
And that was in honor of Dr. Brenda here, her namesake.
And go to the website. We're going to have the link. You go to the
Yes.
website and click on so you can read more information and see those things that we've taken care of, the TB and burns at the hospital,
Yes.
and those things we've done. But I said, at that point, God, his death cannot be in vain. And Pastor used the word epiphany. It was like, now, we've been working, I've been doing, I've been in media all my life, in ministry. Pastor Will and I've published magazines, done promotions, had events, had conferences. We've been launching this network. We launched the platform on internet in 2011.
Right,
and then,
right.
We've just gone through and put things out there and built and tried to get the support and rallying and dealing with pastors and promoting and building pastors and
Yes.
leaders. And we've done that, and yet still being faithful for the sake of the call, doing what God called us to do. But when Samuel died, it was like a light went on. I said, not another child. And it was that time I spent that day, and I sat, and for the first time, even though we've supported,
Yeah.
and even though they said, Mommy, we need money for mosquito nets, I'm like, okay.
Okay.
We sent the money. We've been doing this since 2004.
But a lot of times,
But it didn't make sense.
The monies a lot of times went to the necessities, the food. A lot of times they need food. The children need things and personal items and things of that nature. So when you weigh it out, net eat, and the basic necessities. And when this event happened, I could hear David said on that day, is there not a cause? Is there not a cause? And Samuel's death, I believe, was the launching pad, so to speak, for us to launch forth into this venture here for World Malaria Day.
And we have been doing and supporting Liberia, but we've had our little sourcing group, our churches and our pastors, but now this is for the nation. We realize now that God has called us not just to a handful of folk, not just to a few pastors.
Not just to our partners.
But
Yes.
God has called us to a nation. And Pastor Will has a saying in that slogan, I love it, save a life, then a soul.
Then a soul.
Save a life, and then a soul.
That's right.
And we're dealing with saving lives. So when you support the Bodybuilders Television Network, Embassy Global Ministries, you are supporting malaria prevention awareness in Liberia. Just that time that we've been on, another 8 children have died up to this segment when we came back. Every 45 seconds, a child dies in Africa from malaria.
That's mind-boggling. Can you imagine for one moment? Just take a moment and think about it. There's some kid in some remote part of Africa.
One child.
Every 45 seconds, that child dies as a result of this dreaded disease, malaria, all because they don't have a net.
you know, what I wanted to do, and like I said, we're going to do a
Yes.
lot of things in this show. First of all, let me share with many of you out there that don't know, just knowledge is power, Liberia, where it is, and what the significance is, especially to us in America. I don't need these, they just make me cuter. Did you say mm-hmm?
I did. Because while I'm saying
You're getting cute too.
I'm getting
We're
cute.
putting our cute on, okay? Liberia, officially the Republic of Liberia, is a country in West Africa bordered by Sierra Leone to its west and Guinea to its north. It covers 43,000 square miles and is home to about 3.7 million people. English is the official language, and over 30 indigenous languages are also spoken in the country. The climate is hot and equatorial, with significant rainfall during May and October.
Yes.
And that is significant. That is the rainy season. That is the deadliest season. We're in the midst of that right now. And if you go to our website, we've got some special things that are going on during this time to help with that as well. And that's why coming up to World Malaria Day, we are doing things. We've got some major things that you're going to be hearing about. And constantly, that's what Bodybuilders TV with Will and Brenda, primary source, will be about as well.
It's important for them to understand, and I was sharing even earlier today, that even us as Americans or Westerners, we can't comprehend a rainy season. If we get a significant amount of rain, then that's something that's broadcast on the news. But they have a consistent yearly rainy season
From
that
May to October
spans
every year.
From May to October. Can you imagine how that breeds those mosquitoes? So this is the very significant point, honey, that rainy season, how it affects the climate and how it affects this disease. Go ahead.
Okay. Along with Ethiopia, Liberia is one of only 2 modern countries in the sub-Saharan Africa without roots to the European colonization of Africa. Ethiopia and Liberia, they stand out.
That's
and
right.
Liberia stands out from everyone. Why? Beginning in 1820, the region, Liberia, was colonized by blacks from the United States, most of whom were freed slaves.
Freed slaves.
Our ancestors, African Americans, that's why our ancestors are in Liberia. Liberia meaning liberated, free, okay? These immigrants established a new country with the help of the American Colonization Society, a private organization which believed that former slaves would have greater freedom and equality in Africa. African captives freed from slave ships were also sent there instead of being repatriated to their countries of origin. In 1847, this new country became the Republic of Liberia, establishing a government modeled on that of the United States. And we'll even show you the flag of the Republic of Liberia. And it's exactly, well, you'll see it. You'll see the flag of Liberia. Establish a government modeled after the United States and naming its capital city Monrovia after President James Monroe. Wow. The 5th president of the United States and a prominent supporter of the colonizations. The colonists were also known as Americo-Liberians, and they led the political and economic sectors of the country. These are
our brothers and sisters.
And that's why they have names like Agnes, Blakely, Leroy, Moses, you know.
Mary Jane.
They have American names. They speak English because these were the freed slaves that came here with their families. They came here, they had families, which meant that many of them met and married African Americans here in the United States. So when they went back over there, not just the freed slaves went, but Americans went.
I walked among your people, I held your mud-stained hands, I touched your hungry children when I traveled to your land, and you drank your dirty water. I thought my heart might break from all your desperate poverty. Then you left me amazed. When you danced, threw your hands up in the air and laughed at a secret you and heaven shared. You danced with a joy that I just could not understand. In a simple act of praise, you danced. What time have I been wasting pursuing happiness, yet never really learning to be content with less? I want to learn the secret of those who dance for me with beautiful abandon. I want to be that free. When you dance, threw your hands up in the air and laughed at a secret you and heaven share. You dance with a joy that I just could not understand. In a simple act of praise, you dance. If we stay close, close to the source and drink from that well, the well that flows, flows with the spring of life itself, then the fullness of joy will be ours. And we'll dance, throw our hands up in the air and laugh at a secret we in heaven share. We'll dance with a joy deeper than we understand. In a simple act of praise, with our hearts so